This is iFIBER 1 News. Here are today's top stories.
Every year, Bud Clary in Moses Lake hands out bikes to K-5 students who have perfect attendance during the school year.
Alyssa Parker has lived through a terrifying loss, and she wants to help other communities prevent similar ones.
For the 8th year now, Soap Lake has been the site of exciting hydroplane races. Races come from all over the United States to compete in Soap Lake. Moses Lake BMX had a busy weekend this past Father's Day weekend.
From the iFIBER 1 newsroom, this is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
Every year, Bud Clary in Moses Lake hands out bikes to K-5 students who have perfect attendance during the school year. The Perfect Attendance Creates Excellence program, or PACE, is now in its 6th year. Students from 16 different elementary schools from Moses Lake, Ephrata, Warden, and Othello receive bikes for accomplishing the difficult task of making it to school every single day during the school year. Bud Clary General Manager Jose Zuno says that this year they were set to hand out 135 bikes, the most in the program's history.
What we do is we partner up with Walmart here in town, and we pre-order them throughout the year. We have all the schools send us an update quarterly on how many kids are qualifying, and we just partner up with Walmart and we go buy them at Walmart. It's great. We're trying to create habits as young kids, so when they become teenagers, adults, they create that habit of wanting to go to school, work.
Several educators were there to encourage their students on their accomplishment. Longview Elementary 3rd grade teacher Jessica King believes the students' attendance is invaluable.
Actually, one of our students has made it all 5 years, and it's something to aim for, and it's a goal, and the other kids see that as well, and it makes it, an extrinsic reward is something that, helps kids have a focus of going to school. So yeah, it absolutely helps, and it's a great reward.
I'm Adam Chikoski for iFIBER 1 News.
This segment is brought to you by
Change doesn't have to be complicated. With a low-profile microwave hood combination that's ready to install right out of the box. It fits in the same space as your under-cabinet hood, so you can get your microwave off the countertop and make space for the routines worth keeping. The low-profile microwave hood combination, from the #1 selling appliance brand in the USA.
Whirlpool Appliances, now available at more furniture in Ephrata.
Alyssa Parker has lived through a terrifying loss, and she wants to help other communities prevent similar ones. Parker's daughter Emily was one of the 20 children murdered at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Connecticut in 2012 by a gunman armed with a semi-automatic rifle. 6 adults were also shot and killed in the deadliest mass shooting at an American school in history. Alyssa is now the co-founder of Safe and Sound Schools, which promotes preemptive school safety in towns around the country. She visited Wenatchee on Monday to talk first to police and emergency responders, and at 6 p.m. tonight with the general public at the Grove Recital Hall at Wenatchee Valley College.
Honestly, I saw things in my daughter's school prior to the shooting, the things that actually failed her. And I told myself that I didn't want to cause a problem, and it wasn't a big deal, nothing like that would ever happen. And so I didn't say anything. And this time around, I refused to silence my voice, and I wanted to be an advocate for those who needed protecting.
Parker's family lived in Newtown, Connecticut in 2012, but moved 5 years ago to Vancouver, Washington. In her presentations for Safe and Sound Schools, she lays out the timeline of the day her daughter was killed and advocates for new ideas to keep kids secure while they're learning.
I think what we've learned is that what the reality of those situations are compared to what we have planned for in all these years, prior to Sandy Hook, was that it's just not enough. We're just not prepared enough, and that there's a lot of gaps in what we have done to prepare for these kinds of emergencies. What we do know is that schools are different, and every school is going to have different challenges and different things that they need to do to accommodate it. And so how do we open our scope up to identify the specific needs for each school?
Unlike other organizations that arose from the shooting, like Sandy Hook Promise, Safe and Sound Schools does not broach the topic of gun control.
For us, school safety was something that everyone needed to be involved in, and we didn't want to, shrink that audience, and we wanted people to know that it took an entire community of support in order to do that. And so, we made a really conscious effort to just stay away from the divisive fighting.
Jefferson Robbins, iFIBER 1 News.
This segment is brought to you by
Your taste buds bored? Well, then bring them to Jay's Teriyaki. Not only does Jay's have a variety of teriyaki dishes, they also offer mouth-watering salads and sides. Call Jay's 509-764-5155. Jay's Teriyaki, located at 123 East Broadway in Moses Lake, because it's all in the sauce.
For the 8th year now, Soap Lake has been the site of exciting hydroplane races. Races come from all over the United States to compete in Soap Lake, while onlookers watch the lightning-fast boats zoom past. Soap Lake is an ideal racing place for hydroplanes since water doesn't feed into the lake and the water comes from underground. That not only gives the water all the minerals it's famous for, which makes the water very buoyant, but it also means the lake is completely flat when the wind isn't blowing. Another cool sight to see during the regatta are boats being loaded and unloaded into the water via crane. This may have been only the 8th year for the regatta, but for the town of Soap Lake, this is its 100th year of incorporation. Being part of the centennial lineup isn't something that was lost on race director Aaron Steffens.
It's actually really awesome to be a part of their centennial. We actually have the Miss Soap Lake Centennial hydroplane here. It's our hometown race, and it's the centennial, so why not celebrate a birthday?
The Soap Lake Regatta will return next year to entertain the people of Grant County. I'm Adam Chikoski for iFIBER 1 Sports. Moses Lake BMX had a busy weekend this past Father's Day weekend, with over 600 district points up for grabs between 2 races in Moses Lake over the course of 2 days. There was plenty of racing to be done among all age groups. Moses Lake BMX had about 250 racers from ages 2 to 60 race over the weekend. There are different age groups and different proficiency levels for all bikers of all walks of life and skill levels to compete in. Saturday marked the Gold Cup qualifier, with Sunday bringing the state race double. Moses Lake BMX, which is located behind the ice rink in Moses Lake at 610 Yakima Avenue, has plenty of events to attend this summer. The first race is free, but then racers will have to pay an admission fee after that. Riders must wear long sleeves, pants, and a helmet. Next event is this coming weekend, the Olympic Day Single. Moses Lake BMX will take the following week off before coming back the first Saturday in July for the local race single. I'm Adam Chikoski for iFIBER 1 Sports.
This is iFIBER 1 News. For more information on these stories and other news, visit us online at iFiber1.com or check us out on Facebook.